Hey everyone, this is Gerald with Cigar Accessories. Now tonight we're going to take a look at a cigar that's a tribute to the Man in Black, and of course I'm talking about Johnny Cash here with Crowned Heads Jericho Hill. Stick around guys, review's coming up. If you're new to this channel, enjoy cigar reviews and cigar related artwork, consider clicking that subscribe button. Alright guys, so I'll be the first one to admit that I do not smoke enough Crowned Heads cigars. It's just one of those brands I need to explore more, but I'm definitely looking forward to this one tonight. Now this cigar does consist of a Mexican San Andreas wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, Nicaraguan filler. It's a beautiful looking stick. Now the cigar I'm going to review today is the Jack Brown. It's a 5x56. It's a box press cigar. The wrapper on this cigar has a very nice dark velvet brown color. There's hardly any imperfections in the stick. I mean, you hardly can see the seam line, very minimal veins. And although the band on it's not extravagant, it does complement the overall design of the cigar. Definitely looks like an inviting smoke, one I cannot wait to smoke. So on that note guys, let's cut it up, light up, and see how good it really is. Alright guys, so right out of the gates, pretty much what I pick up is a leathery tobacco in that draw. Now it's not so heavy on the leather notes, it's not anything that takes you out of the smoke, but there's definitely a leathery taste to it. That retro for me is just pretty much a peppery spice. Pretty good flavors, this definitely has a smooth taste. And my only complaint right now with this stick is that it does feel a little bit tight on the draw. I mean, I'm having to work a little bit to pull the smoke, and the cap here is just hard as a rock. So I'm going to see if I can loosen this up a little bit, and I'll come back with another update shortly. You know, this is definitely a very interesting cigar. Now, overall, the flavors for me, they're pretty bold. I mean, it's a full body stick. It tastes like a full body stick. And typically, I do not gravitate towards very bold tasting cigars. However, this one isn't so bold that it's taking me out of smoke. It has some definitely interesting flavors in it. Now, for the most part, I still get kind of like that leathery tobacco taste. However, there's like a smoky aftertaste in that draw. The biggest takeaway I have from the draw is how smooth the smoke is. I mean, it has a very smooth texture in your mouth. It's actually a pretty good flavor. That retro for me is still that peppery spice. It does have like these mild sweet notes that follow it. And at times I pick up almost like a, at times I think it's a berry, at other times it feels like a licorice type of spice, but not quite those flavors. But there's some other type of flavor of spice that I'm picking up in the cigar as well. I just can't put my finger on it, but right now I have to say, definitely enjoying the flavors. It's definitely one that I think is interesting. It's definitely one that has me curious, so I'm really looking forward to see how the flavors do progress over the next two sections. Now construction-wise, the cigar is not bad. I mean, the burn on it, or the burn line on it, it's slightly crooked, but it seems to be trying to correct itself. The ash, as you can see there, it's a little bit flaky towards the bottom, but for the most part, it's a nice solid ash. The smoke output's been great for me, and that issues with the draw that I was having at the beginning seems to have corrected itself. Now, the head of the cigar is still pretty hard, but it's starting to give a little bit, and I'm not having as much difficult time pulling smoke in my mouth. I have to say, overall, the first third for me has been a very good experience. Really looking forward to the next two sections, so I'll keep working on it, come back with another update shortly. Alright guys, 2/3 down, definitely enjoying the cigar. It's actually a nice night, especially for August. August in Houston is usually miserable, but we do have a hurricane in the Gulf, so the weather's a little bit cooler. Even have my Rottweiler on the other side of this camera, just kind of camping out on a bench, so we're both kind of enjoying the weather out here, and I have to say I'm definitely enjoying the cigar. Now, there is a lot going on with the cigar, so I took quite a bit of notes. I want to refer to those notes so I don't miss anything. One of the flavors that I still get is that light leather taste. There's also a dark woodsy taste. It comes off like an oak, and for me, those are the dark notes that I'm picking up in this cigar. And typically a dark cigar, especially in the first third, if it's dark and it progresses to the next section, becomes overwhelming. It just kind of builds on top of itself, and it's just too much for my palate. This one's not bad. This one seems like it's got more of a smoother, muted type of dark taste to it, so it's definitely tolerable for me, and I'm still enjoying this stick. One of the other characteristics that I did pick up as well is that when I step back and take a swig of water, I get like this smoky aftertaste in my mouth. It coats my entire palate. It's probably my favorite flavor in this stick. I also get a mild pepper, but it's the only pepper notes I'm getting right now. It's just this very mild pepper. It's kind of an undertone type flavor, and at times it's a little earthy in the draw as well. Now, as far as the retro hell goes, it's pretty much just the spice. It leans towards a licorice spice. It does not taste like licorice to me, but it leans towards that type of spice. And I picked up a lot more sweetness in this section. Sweetness sweet notes for me seem like they've amped up quite a bit. Good cigar, 2/3 through it. Looking forward to see how this one finishes off, so I'll keep working on it. Come back with my final update shortly. Alright guys, we're at the end of the road on this one, and for me the dominant taste in that final third was pretty much a spice. Picked up a nice spice in that draw. Again, I want to keep calling it licorice. It's not a licorice spice, but it does kind of lean in that direction. Same spice notes in the retrohale, however, the retrohale for me is a lot smoother now. It doesn't have a bite to it, and there is like a very minor pepper undertone in there. Overall, very good flavors in this stick. And I ended up scoring this cigar an 86 out of 100. For me, the presentation on it, it was just an absolutely gorgeous cigar. I gave it 15 out of potential 15 points there. The flavors for me were 19 out of 24. Construction-wise, I did have a few issues. I ended up giving it 18 out of potential 21 points. The price on the cigar, I ended up paying $9.23 for it. I think it's definitely worth the price, so I gave it 4 out of 4 points there. So for a final score of 86, definitely a cigar I recommend. Now, this is a bolder cigar. It is a full-body cigar, so I think it's one for more advanced smokers. But yeah, overall, a very good stick. Makes me want to explore the Crowned Head brand a lot more. Definitely looking forward to smoking more of their cigars. Now, for those of you out there that have had the cigar before, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And I'll see you guys on the next review.